YouTube, what's going on? It's your boy back with another one, man. 100 Gang, what's good? If you're new to the channel, you already know what to do, man. Be sure to smash that like button, hit that subscribe button for your boy. Be sure to drop a comment. Y'all already know, man, as always, I do appreciate the support. And if you've been rocking with me since day one, I appreciate you more than you might ever know. So with that being said, man, we're bringing it to you live again. More content for y'all. Like I've been saying, man, I'm trying to drop this content for y'all as frequent as possible. So we back with another topic today, man. Basically, what you see on the table is what we're going to be talking about. I want to talk about having a Shtf loadout. This is my zombie apocalypse loadout, whatever you want to call it. In today's uncertain times, you know, you never know what to expect anymore, man. So there is possibilities of a lot of things going on today with all these disasters and all types of crazy stuff, you know, crazy people around the world, whatever you want to call it. We got to arm ourselves, man. We got to protect ourselves. It's only right. That's what the Second Amendment is for. That's what the 2A is for, man. For us to, you know, be able to bear arms and protect ourselves with weapons, because the harm that may be coming to us, we'll never know. So what better to do than to be prepared for something that's unexpected, because you never know when something might happen, right? So that's why I'm making this video for y'all, man. And, you know, get that education out there to y'all, make y'all guys a little bit more aware. You know, I'm sure there's a bunch of other channels doing that. I'm just another one to add to it. And, you know, at the end of the day, you know, I always like to be aware. And, you know, like I always tell you guys, man, buy what you can when you can, you know. And at the end of the day, you know, you can never be too sure about anything. But basically, this is going to be my Shtf loadout. If, you know, if things hit the fan, you know, whatever you want to call it, like I said, zombie apocalypse, civil war, whatever you want to call it, that word's been popping up a lot lately. So at the end of the day, you know, like I said, man, you guys got to just be aware at all times, you know, protect yourselves, prepare yourselves for whatever may come to you or whatever may be coming to you. You'll never really know, man, because danger's everywhere you look, danger's around every corner. So that's why I always say, man, you know, it's never too late to arm yourselves and get educated, you know, learn about weapons, get comfortable with things and stuff like that, get comfortable with the 2A community and how these things work, you know, because everybody thinks guns are dangerous. And in all honesty, yes, they can be dangerous in the wrong hands, just like anything else, you know, just like, you know, a bat could be dangerous. You know, baseball players use bats all the time, you know, and at the end of the day, you know, nobody gets hurt. But in the hands of the wrong person, you know, it can be something brutal. It could be, you know, a violent attack. So basically, I don't want to get too into the science of it. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's just like you have to be responsible, just like you are with anything else. Cars can be dangerous. Anything can be dangerous. Anything can be used as a weapon. So calling these weapons, yeah, obviously they are weapons because they could be used to do harm and things like that. But anything could be used in it as a weapon. Let's be honest, you know. So at the end of the day, you know, if you use these responsibly and, you know, you take care of your stuff, you know, like I said, use them responsibly, be safe with them, practice safety. You know, I'm all for jokes and things, guys, but when it comes to firearms and being really, you know, training with them and things like that and having them in your house, I'm all about safety, man. You know, as you can see, all my weapons are clear. There's nothing in the mag, because I know a lot of people be coming from me and pretty much any other tuber on here that's talking about weapons and things like that. So, you know, they like to get on us about, you know, being safe, which I don't really have an issue with that. I'm all about safety, man. So just know when I do make a video, you know, there's no live ammo in sight. Safe direction. There's no live ammo in sight or anything like that. I don't even have mags and none of this or anything like that. So there's no ammo around right now. You know, this is completely empty. So that's what I'm saying. You know, if you're safe and, you know, if you can practice safety, you can never be too safe. I always say that. There's no such thing as being too safe. Just as I always say, there's no such thing as too much ammo. You could use that together, because you can never be too safe. Practice safety, be responsible with your firearms, especially if you have family in the house, man. You know, they're not dangerous. They can be dangerous, but they're not dangerous in the right hands. So that's what I'm saying, you know, and a lot of people are against guns, and I get that. But in today, like I said, in today's uncertain times with so many violent attacks and mass shootings and things like that happening, this is why I call for this video, because I feel like it's relevant to everything that's going on. And as I said, civil war, that's something that's been getting brought up a lot. And some people think things like that can't happen, man. But just look at the movies that they coming out with nowadays about, cyber attacks and things like that. God forbid something like that happen. Will you be prepared? I mean, who knows? You got to prepare yourself the best you can for your family. But the first things first, when things hit the fan, people automatically think about violence. Like I said, just look at the movies, look at The Purge. I know these are examples and these are movies, but these are things that can really happen in real life. Just the same way back a few years ago when people were looting and breaking in businesses and things like that. I think I might have talked about this before, but it's relevant to this topic because, these are just some of the things that I always keep near me, especially when I'm home. These are things that are always near me. They're within reach. They're in a safe place, but they're within reach. Because God forbid, once again, SHTF, things hit the fan, man. You got to be prepared, man. You got to have weapons, And one gun is not enough. I'm sorry. Like, yes, I'm only one person, but at the end of the day, one gun is not going to do it. And a handgun is not going to do it. Because at the end of the day, things happen. Things take place. Just like I said, when people were looting and running in businesses, you never know if you might encounter a situation where, it might be more than one person. This might not do the trick. You might need something a little bigger to defend yourself, whether it be your house, your car, or anything in that matter, but being, protecting yourself and your family is the most important thing. So, there's people out here that like I said, they take guns and they use them violently to do violent attacks on people and stuff like that. Mainly speaking for like, mass shootings and things like that. Some people just think that, that's what guns are for. But like I said, in the right hands, man, guns could be just as safe as anything else. This is basically a toy right now with nothing in it, and if I never put a mag in here or ammo, this will literally just be a collector model, whatever you want to call it, because I treat my guns responsibly. I'm responsible with my weapons and things like that, and you should be too. And you should always practice safety. But nonetheless, like I said, man, it's always good to have a plan. Like I said, just in case things hit the fan, you just never know. Like I said, in today's uncertain times, man, I know I mentioned it a couple times already, but just being all honest, you can never be too sure about anything, So it's always good to have something in your house where you can arm yourself, whether it be this or this, anything you can get your hands on. Well, a gun is better than no gun, like I always say. One gun is better than no gun. Even though I say one gun may not be enough, I'm not saying to have 100 guns, but just try to get your hands on, whatever you can get your hands on. Like I always tell you, there's a budget out there for everyone. Everybody can't afford expensive weapons, which is understandable. But at the end of the day, buy what you can, man, little by little. You don't got to buy it overnight. I didn't get my guns overnight, Little by little, I save up when I can, and when it works in my budget, I'll purchase another firearm and things like that. Obviously, if it does come down to it, this will be the four main guns that I will run to, being as though the AK platform, I don't really have to say much. If you know about guns, then these can be ran through the mud. Like I literally ran this gun through the mud and it's never failed me, Now, obviously, that doesn't mean don't clean them. You always want to clean your weapons. Just because they're a tank doesn't mean you don't want to take care of your weapons, which is another thing that I'll get into about, practicing safety and things like that. That's also a part of being responsible, cleaning your firearms and things like that. Shout out my boy, Just to Kill Tay, man. Check his YouTube channel out because he just dropped a video about cleaning firearms and things like that. And obviously, I was one of those guys that, like he said, you run your gun through the mud and you never clean it just because you want to prove a point. But in the SHTF situation, you might not have time for that. So you always want to make sure you clean your guns as much as you can. Whether you go to the range once, twice, it doesn't matter. If you know your gun is a tank, that doesn't mean you don't clean it. Because I was that guy at one point. Oh, I could run, thousands of rounds through this before I have to clean it. And you can. But that doesn't mean you want to do it, because in a situation where you might really need it, it's better to know that you have something that's clean and it's going to work than to say, damn, this might be that time where it might actually jam up on me because, I've dirtied it so much and I've ran it through the mud so much that it just might let me down the time that I really need it. So that's why I say in the SHTF situation, you want to make sure that you got all your guns cleaned up and ready to go if anything hits the fan and you got to go. You got to defend yourself or whatever the case may be. Now, I chose Glocks, obviously, because you know already, if you watch any of my other videos, these are also tanks. These could be ran through the mud. They will not let you down. Plenty of replacement parts, so you'll be able to find some out there somewhere. You know, there's always parts around for these, you know, so that this is always readily available. And 9mm ammo, 10mm, yeah, I know it's a little bit different because it's not as available as 9, but it's also not the hardest piece of ammo to find, the hardest kind of ammo to find. You know, there's harder ammo out there. And like I said, I went with the AK platform to add to my SHTF, Zombie Apocalypse, Civil War loadout because, like I said, I like AK. I feel like they're easy to break down, easy to clean, not too many running parts through them. Ammo is a little bit, you know, it's so-and-so, you know, as far as the price goes. But, you know, in a situation where it hits the fan, you better have some ammo for whatever you plan on using, whether it be an AR platform, 5.56, anything like that. You know, you better be able to have something readily available in your stockpile. I'm not, like you guys already know, I made videos about ammo too, as far as collecting ammo and ammo shortages and things like that. That's a form of SHTF, because if ammo gets shorted for however long, you know, or prices go up or it gets sold out, like the crisis what happened with 5.56 a couple months ago, then, you know, you're out of luck. So that's why I always say, buy what you can, man. You know, it doesn't have to be all the time, but always have something readily in your stockpile, readily available, especially if it's something that you're going to have in your loadout. Because obviously you won't be able to take all your guns with you or use all your guns at once, whether you have 10 or 50, you know. You're only going to be limited to a few that you can carry at a time. Say if you have to take flight and get out of a situation and travel, you're obviously not going to be able to take everything with you, you know, even if you might have to end up on foot. So, you know, I know it sounds crazy, y'all, but, you know, you like me, you watch a lot of zombie movies. I've been watching zombie movies since a kid, man. And at the end of the day, I always say, what about if something like that happens, you know? And while there may not be something just like that that could happen, that could turn people to zombies and things like that, just look at all the stuff that's taken place in the last 5 years, how crazy the world has gotten. You might as well say we're in an apocalypse. You know, things are shorted. You know, food is scarce in the market. You know, everything's sold out. You know, you almost can't find anything that you're looking for. Whereas though back then, things like that were never really that was never really heard of, you know. And since, you know, since 2020 and all the crazy events that's taken place, you guys already know what I'm talking about. I don't have to say it. Things have been crazy, man. So at the end of the day, like I said, you know, it's just always good to be ready, you know, and have whatever you're gonna have, but make sure you plan yourself something, you know. And I'm not just talking about having weapons, you know, food, water, you know, tools, things that you know you could use if it ever comes down to it and things hit the fan, you know, and you have something that you know you can survive with, survival kit, whatever you want to call it. But this is part of my survival kit, you know. If it ever hits the fan, this is a part of it right here, you know. Like I already explained to you why I chose these weapons, because I know they're reliable. I can use them. This was used in the old wars, you know, back then. You know, this is a Type 56, like, so I know this is gonna work. You know, this has been proven. You know, this gun's older than me, so at the end of the day, I know this stuff's gonna work. You know, and you should too. You should trust in whatever you're gonna use, whatever you're gonna put in your loadout, to make sure that it's gonna work. You know, and at the end of the day, you know, have something reliable that you know you could use, that you know you could rely on. Test it, take it to the range, shoot it, you know, take care of it. Take care of your guns, man, you know, because this will be a big part of having a survival kit. If things ever hit the fan, like I said, SHTF, you don't know what it could be. It's not a specific situation. It can be anything. SHTF could stand for literally any situation that you might come across, man. And basically, that's really it, you know. Just being prepared, man, having an open eye, you know. I try not to watch the news too much, but a lot of times you can't get away from it. And, you know, there's things that happen that we have no control over. Like I said, you know, a mass shooting is a form of SHTF. Because what about if you're in a place and something takes place, you know, and you have nothing on you? You know, you could potentially save your own life and many others, you know. And that's just one situation, you know. But there's so many crises, like I said, man, taking place today that you just never know what situation can occur, and you might not be prepared for it, you know. Now, you might not be able to be fully prepared, but you can at least try, you know. So With that being said, y'all, I'm gonna cut the video here. Just wanted to make this video real quick so you guys can kind of get an idea. I think everybody should have a loadout for any situation of that matter. I have a home defense loadout, EDC loadout, like I said, SHTF loadout. Everybody should have a loadout for any situation because you just never know what you may encounter, you know. So I appreciate y'all, man. If y'all made it this far with me, I appreciate y'all more than y'all ever know, man. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, man. Drop a like, drop a comment. I do appreciate it. I got some more content on the way. I'm going to try to get out to the range with the SKS because I don't have any videos of me shooting it. But I will be taking it to the range once I get some more time. And I will be doing a video for y'all, a range review, so you guys can see what this old junk could do. Nah, I'm just kidding, man. Definitely not junk, but it's old. But she still works, for sure. So, with that being said, man, more content on the way, man. Like I said, be on the lookout. Stay tuned. I appreciate y'all, man. Hunter Gang, y'all be safe out there. I'm going to catch y'all on the next one.